All right, so Hunter Biden had court today. He was supposed to take his outrageous plea deal that he was offered. Um, that plea deal included zero jail time, uh, even though he was one of them was a felony gun charge, which is crazy. Even the tax stuff alone, he should go to prison for. Any normal, regular citizen would. Um, yeah, so we'll watch this little Fox News article about it.
I didn't even know the FAR.
Video.
I'm glad I heard Griff mention what it stood for. Here's what I think the angle I was looking at it, we all kind of anticipated, was just this notion that this was a sweetheart deal to begin with, right? And to remind folks, the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 1993 was ushered into law by then Senator Joe Biden, chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which made this form 4473 a key part of the background check. Lying on that form is a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison. Bottom line, that was already a big headline. So
wow, so I didn't even know that part, that law was enacted by Joe Biden. I believe he's talking about where the form you fill out where it asks if you're addicted to drugs or anything like that, which Hunter Biden is, and at that time was addicted to, at least we know now, crack cocaine. And he lied on that form to get his firearm. So that should be a felony right there, according to his own father. And then the illegal disposal of the firearm, having his girlfriend dispose it in the dumpster by a school. It's outrageous that they wouldn't give him jail time. They're giving him want to give him a diversion program, so he would get no jail time, no felony on his record. He'll be able to go back out and get another gun or gun license. That's unacceptable, I think.
now the sweetheart deal apparently had a cherry on top. Immunity. Wow, it gets even sweeter for the Biden family.
And immunity. That is crazy. So they would just stop investigating. Yeah, I pray that does not go through.
But how brazen do you have to be? How arrogant do you have to be to let this play out in front of the American public where so many people have gone to prison for far less?
Yeah.
Tammy,
Exactly.
I want to bring you in. You're always so thoughtful and so cognizant of so many details. And part of what I find so frankly horrifying about this case, as someone who has spent hundreds of hours in federal prisons looking across the table at average Americans who were serving time for a fraction of what Hunter Biden has verifiably been accused of here, is the level of detail. For over 6 years that he either failed to file tax returns or when doing so, liked to claim things like his sex club dues, his call girl payments, his daughter's Columbia University tuition, the daughter that he recognized, that is.
Right.
And when the tax division of the DOJ, when those supervisory and special agents referred, it's not just this one felony that we're talking about that everyone continues repeating. It's 6 felonies, actually.
Right.
And 5 misdemeanors that were...
Yeah, that's crazy. 6 felonies, 5 misdemeanors, no jail time, get off scot-free. It must be nice to be part of the Biden family. I hope that these investigations continue. I hope they keep uncovering more and more as they have been. I hope they go through with this impeachment with Joe Biden. I think if they're going to attack Donald Trump, they have to prosecute the Bidens, including the big man, Joe Biden himself. The level of corruption in this presidency is ridiculous. I don't see, I hope he drops out of the race. I don't want him as a president again. I don't want him running for president again. I don't think Democrats want to run him as the president, as the elect. Yeah, so I hope they make him step out of the race and they find a replacement. At this point, in my view, just about anyone's better than Joe Biden. This story is getting crazier and crazier. And grosser, to be honest. All right, so now we have here the world's worst press secretary. Let's see if she fails again miserably.
That he's never been involved and has never even spoken to his son about his business.
So I've been asked this question a million times. The answer is not going to change. The answer remains the same. The president was never in business with his son. I just don't have anything else to add.
I noticed yesterday that the messaging has changed. Instead of Joe just not being aware or familiar with Hunter's business dealings and never talking with him about it, now the answer is that Joe has never been in business with his son. Well,
yeah, funny how that changes, huh? That's hilarious.
that continued today as the reporters have picked up on that.
Now, I know many people have been following the news in Delaware today and we're going to have a lot of questions. And so here's what I'll say at the top before I turn it over to my colleague, the Admiral. Hunter Biden is a private citizen, and this was a personal matter for him.
He is not just a private citizen, though. He is Joe Biden's son. He is the president's son who is being accused of colluding with his father, the president, the big man, Joe Biden. So he is not just a citizen. This is a huge thing unraveling here, and you are the worst press secretary ever.
As we have said, the president, the first lady, they love their son and they support him as he continues to rebuild his life. This case was handled independently, as all of you know,
I'm sure
by the
it
Justice
was.
Department under the leadership of a prosecutor appointed by the former president, President Trump. So for
Yeah.
anything further, as you know, and we've been very consistent from here, I'd refer you to the Department of Justice and to Hunter's representatives, who is his legal team, obviously.
I wonder why the special prosecutor status was denied. I'd like to know the answer to that one.
Can address any of your questions.
So she thought starting off today's briefing with this statement would head off any further questions about Hunter. Well, she was wrong.
Earlier this week, you said the president was never in business with his son, but can you say specifically that the president did not have discussions of any kind with Hunter about his business dealings?
No, he cannot say that definitively because he's caught red-handed.
Discussions of any kind with Hunter about his business dealings?
I appreciate the question. I've been asked this question multiple times in different variations in different ways. As you mentioned, I was asked this question multiple times on Monday. Nothing has changed. I don't have anything to add to what I stated on Monday.
You said nothing has changed. The corruption's all still there. It's all the same. Nothing's changed. That part was the truth.
That nothing has changed when you were asked about the president's previous remarks on his son's business dealings, but the language has in fact changed. So I just want to clear this up once and for all.
Oh, I wonder what she's going to say.
The president has previously said that he has never discussed overseas business dealings with his son, but the White House now says that the president has never been in business with his son. So why the updated language?
Oh!
Which statement is true?
This guy's video is funny.
Or is this semantics and they're both true?
As I stated on Monday, when I was asked this question multiple times, nothing has changed.
Yeah, this is classic, however you say her name, Jean-Pierre, refusing to answer questions. No, I don't know. She's just not intelligent. She should not be in this position. She is literally the worst press secretary ever.
Nothing has changed on this. Nothing has changed.
Your own words have changed. How can you just blatantly lie like that? Stupid.
On this. And so you could ask me a million different ways on this question.
And I'll
nothing
still
has
lie
changed.
every
She
single
says
time.
nothing has changed, but the language has changed. It's the difference between no knowledge and no involvement.
Yeah, this video was made by someone named Ovation Eddie too. I didn't realize, I thought it was from the actual news station, but that one was a little funnier anyway. But yeah, all this going on is ridiculous. She's a liar. We need to get the Biden family out of office. We need to get the Biden family prosecuted and sent to prison. I think Joe Biden deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison, honestly. If Donald Trump deserves to even have to go to court, then Joe Biden deserves to spend the rest of his life in a jail cell. I think he's an evil person. He has no good intentions. Yeah. So let's see how this keeps rolling out. Hopefully, we hear something about this impeachment and it moves forward. And yeah, let's see who gets elected in 2024.